Welcome to the Retro Video Store Podcast.
Welcome everyone to the Retro Video Store Podcast. I'm your host Eric.
Hi, Eric.
And that's my co-host Neil.
I'm Neil. And I'm not going to mess around with it. David's fighting fires.
Yeah, he's not here.
Yeah.
Sent him a text right before we were going to record, say, hey, you're going to be here. He's like, no, man, I'm still on a job. He said he might be here next week when we talk about Final Destination 3, my personal favorite of the series. So,
And you watched the new one, too.
yeah, I watched the new one. Yeah, we'll get to that here in a second, though. But we took a week break last week because Neil was out of town and got to town and just kind of wanted to chill. And I think we hadn't taken a break in a while. We're like to 27 episodes this year, and we haven't really taken too much of a break. So it was a nice little respite. But then when the week goes through, when we go through a week and I don't have to edit or anything like that, it feels weird. So now coming back and recording tonight, it feels like, wow, it feels good to be back and recording.
To get back to normal.
Yeah. Like, if only we had a better movie to talk about.
Rush home to talk about this piece of shit.
I still like it in a sense. And it's better than Hellraiser 3, which we're going to get to eventually.
Oh, man. Hellraiser 3. God dang. Let's get some CDs zipping around all over the place.
Yeah. So we're doing Hellbound, Hellraiser 2. Can't forget the Hellbound.
Can't forget Hellbound. This movie was just another reason why Clive Barker's stuff works well on the written page, but not too many people are going to figure out a way to translate that into an actual film.
Yeah.
There's just way too much sweat in a Clive Barker movie.
Yes, we were talking right before we started recording. We're talking about how juicy this movie is.
It would just squish. I was saying it's like someone bought like a 6-pack of cherry Jello and then collapsed onto it on their way to the checkout.
Yeah. Somebody, the Foley artist, was just stirring a big pot of macaroni and cheese next to the microphone.
Squeezing out rags.
Yeah. Sluicing stuff through a grate. Yeah, this movie must be listened to with headphones on if you want to get the full 4D juicy experience.
Yeah, you said that, and then I had no desire to watch that with headphones on.
It was, I mean, my son got a Switch 2, so he's been playing that a lot. So my wife was watching TV downstairs. So I'm like, I'll just watch Hellraiser 2 on the computer, put my headphones in, and watch it. And yeah, it was an interesting experience. But before we jump into that and the myriad of problems and entertaining things about this movie, let's do what we always do. Neil, what did you watch this past 2 weeks?
Well, I had to go take care of some stuff for my mother. So I was in Oklahoma, which meant watching a ton of Korean dramas because my mom is obsessed with Korean dramas. I did watch a really good horror movie out there. It was called The Cursed or The Curse. I can't remember the title of it. It's on Netflix. Mm-hmm. It's good. It's really good. It's got some great horror. It's got some tension. It's got some good monsters. It's got, decent gore, but not completely overdone. That was great. Excuse me. I get back and my wife is raving about this movie she watched. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch it with her. And pretty much like the rest of the nation, I watched K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah, I heard about K-pop Demon Hunters, but I have not seen it. Is it live or an animated movie?
It's animated.
Okay.
It's animated. And you know what? This might want to be a cultural phenomenon you skip.
Okay.
Just not worry about it.
Yeah,
just go ahead and skip it. And then I went and watched the same movie you went and saw. I went and watched the Fantastic Four. All
right. Yes. Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
What did you think?
It was fantastic.
It was really good.
It was really good.
Bums me out that it's not doing that great at the box office, but I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it. I think I actually liked it better than Superman.
And that's the thing. Marvel is, they're setting up for Avengers Doomsday, and we're going to get a new Spider-Man movie and a few things to kind of set up. They like to, here's all the little tiny bits, and then we drop the big movie.
Yeah.
We set everything up. Yeah, my kid was like super negative. He goes, "Oh yeah, it was so bad. The CGI was just so bad." I'm like, "No, it wasn't. You're just trying to be an edgelord right now." It was really good. But like
Yeah.
that and the Thunderbolts. The Thunderbolts was a great movie too.
Yeah.
But
Two really good Marvel movies in a row. And they're chilling at the box office.
Yeah, everybody wants to shit on them, and I thought they were actually pretty decent for Marvel movies.
Galactus looked freaking awesome.
Yes,
That's
he did.
exactly what I wanted Galactus to look like.
No.
You can't get any better than that Galactus. I like the Shala Ball Silver Surfer. She was pretty awesome. And the Fantastic Four itself was really good. The Invisible Woman, she was pretty awesome. And, Reed Richards was cool. The whole thing was good.
Yeah.
I can't get, it's really true to that 60s aesthetic. And that's what I really liked about the movie is it was art directed to the hilt with that kind of 60s kind of style technology. I thought it was good.
I love that Reed Richards just couldn't like stretch himself infinitely.
Yeah.
That he
Galactus was stretching him out like some taffy.
It was good. The dude who did the voice for Galactus was pretty awesome too.
Yeah. He does a lot of voiceovers for like video games, and he was in the Witch. He was the patriarch in the Witch. He's got that real deep voice.
Yeah. So, all right, man, hit us up. What'd you do?
Now I've watched a lot of stuff in the past 2 weeks. I mean, just been kind of like watching a ton of true crime. I don't know why. I've just been watching true crime documentary after true crime documentary. A lot of like, one was called Bad Love, and it's always about love triangles and people getting killed. You know who's always does it, Neil? The husband.
Really?
The husband always does it.
I'm shocked.
Every once in a while you get a wife who does it, but like, just for, it's like 9 times out of 10, husband. Yep.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked looking at, crime statistics in the United States that men in relationships would do something like that. I'm so shocked.
Bad Love, Mean Girl Murders, Dateline 2020. It's just, there's no sports on right now. The NFL preseason starts this weekend, so that's nice. College starts in 19 days, so I will, not watch as much true crime. It's all I'm watching right now.
It's a little sad that you have a countdown for the days that you
know. And I've watched a lot of, there's this YouTube channel that I'll start going down the rabbit hole and then watch it for like a couple hours and traumatize myself. It's called Police Activity. And it is nothing but people getting tased, people getting shot, and people getting wrecking their cars in pursuits.
Oh, dude, I would watch people getting tased.
Oh, yeah.
That is so satisfying. Hey, stop it. I'm going to tase you. Continues with the same activity, then gets tased.
One of the best things I ever did is pay for YouTube Premium, and this is not an ad for that. But YouTube without ads it's just the best. I think I can share it with you because I have 6 people in a household I can share it with. I mean, I have to do that.
Send it on over, lazy ass. Let's go.
Yeah, but it is YouTube without ads. It's heaven. I'll never go back. I don't want to see a local ad or anything before, and all that kind of stuff. It's the worst.
I watch a lot of concerts on YouTube.
Yeah, so do I. I watch tons of concerts. And I also watched Lethal Weapon today, the last half of Lethal Weapon today. Still love that movie. Still really good. I watched the end of a bunch of other movies too. But then I watched Final Destination Bloodlines the day before yesterday. It was pretty good. Pretty good. It was exactly what you wanted from a Final Destination movie.
Yeah, it's grilled cheese on a cold day, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I need the grilled cheese and tomato soup, and you break out the white bread, the butter, you throw the American cheese on there, and you crack open a can of Campbell's soup. You're not getting 5-star cuisine. You know exactly what you're getting. And it's what you need at the time. 100% understand that.
Yeah, it is just that series is comfort food. I want to watch stupid people die in very elaborate ways. It's on HBO Max, and it is just it's fun. They try to build up relationships a little bit more in this movie, which don't really matter. I just want to see somebody get pulled into an MRI machine.
I saw the practical effects for that. It looked really cool.
Yeah, the effects are pretty good. Some of it looks really practical and cool, and some of it's that CGI blood that doesn't look as cool. But there's a nice mixture of variety in deaths in this one. So I'd say it is a return to form for the series. And since we're doing Final Destination 3 next week, I don't want to bury it. But I think that the last two, uh, the Final Destination and Final Destination 5, were not great. There was a couple memorable kills in each of them, like the guy getting his guts sucked out in the pool drain. In the pool drain, that was a good one. And the girl doing the balance beam gymnastics and then like totally breaking herself in half. That's another good one from the fifth one. But
why don't you just give everything away all at one time so no one watches it?
I'm actually selling it because there's a lot of kills in each of them. But if you want to see somebody's guts get sucked out in a pool, watch part 4. And then if you want to see a gymnast die in an interesting way, watch part 5.
If you've ever had the fantasy of watching a gymnast expire,
this is for you.
This is the one for you, man.
Yeah, I will say probably the only part that it was emotional in part 6 is that Tony Todd shows up for a scene, and you could tell he was suffering from advanced cancer during his scene, and he kind of has a poignant speech about living a life and stuff like that. And then he's always been, either his voice has been in the series or he's been in the series. So it was kind of sad to see Tony Todd give his last performance, especially since he's been in so many amazing things. Of course, he's been, Candyman and the Night of the Living Dead remake, and he's just a good horror actor. And rest in peace, Tony Todd.
Pour one out
For Tony Todd, yeah. But they say in Hellraiser 2 that your suffering will be legendary, and they didn't lie.
This, I don't know. This, I enjoy Hellraiser movies. Even the shit, even like the Temu Hellraiser we got. Mm-hmm. I enjoy them.
Fridge, we came.
There's the one that's got like the auditor. I loved the scenes with the auditor. That Cenobite when they're going to hell. Man, I had a tough time with this one. Just a very, very tough time. I just watched it when I'm just so not in a space. I'm not an angsty teen anymore. I'm just a dude who just got back from traveling, halfway across the country, and nah, I don't think I can do this tonight.
I was kind of in the right headspace because it is on Tubi, which is the perfect medium to watch.
Perfect place for it.
The perfect place for the Hellraiser series was on Tubi. And before I watched the movie, I was looking at the Tubi's horror section and just kind of laughing and getting my mind in that kind of video store mode. And this movie came out in 1988. So this was a definite video store rental. Like renting both of them, watching, Hellraiser and then Hellbound, and watching them stay close together because they kind of pick up right where the other one left off. And there's a lot of continuity in the art direction because basically the same crew and special effects people did this movie in the original. So it looks and feels the same, but this one is just dumb.
I love the search for adjectives landed right there.
Dumber? Juicier?
So was this more Jeff Daniels or was this more Jim Carrey?
I would say Jeff Daniels. Yeah. Do you want to hear this with the Internet Movie Database tagline?
I do. Kirsty is brought into an institution after the horrible events of Hellraiser, where the occult obsessive head doctor resurrects Julia and unleashes the Cenobites and their demonic underworld.
Yes.
With juicy red gelatin laced fucking full on French
kissing skinless people.
Look like two fish going for the same chunk of food at a pet food store. Just way too much.
The funny thing about this is, and the one thing I will give Hellraiser credit for that no other series really does, is this has that kind of amped up gross sexuality that a lot of movies don't, a lot of horror, especially American horror movies, don't even come close to. This is made to make you feel, ew. You know, what are they doing? Is he going to have sex with that skinless lady? What's going on here? You know, there is just a kind of a, especially when you watch this. I was 14 when the first one came out, and 15 when the second one came out. So it was like, ugh, I've never seen anything like this before. It was transgressive in that kind of sexuality that was in the movie. But now it's like old hat. Everybody's all into kinky stuff and bondage, and that kind of stuff is mainstream. But back when we were kids, back in Farmington, New Mexico,
this was not something that was an everyday topic.
No, not at all, and not even close. That was for those skeevy magazines way in the back of the magazine shelf that you couldn't look at. I don't know why I'm talking like this.
I'm trying to figure out what the hell that accent was. Where did you?
We don't even talk about down Farmington, but we feel the mood there is like that.
We went from New Mexico to somewhere near the South all of a sudden.
The hell, that pinhead, he's all sick, man.
That's closer. That's it.
He's all fucked up.
Your hair, it's all gone, eh? It's just full of nails.
It's got full of nails, man. It's crazy.
Shit looks like it hurts, bro.
That one girl's neck is all flared open. It looks like a vagina. All right, so budget was $3 million, and this was greenlit immediately after Hellraiser 1 was made. It was still in post-production, but they knew they had something good. They had something going.
2.7 million of that was just for goo.
Just for goo?
Just for like gelatinous goo.
Well, I was also wondering, do they have a maggot wrangler on set? Is there somebody who's like, this is Jim, he's in charge of the maggots, and he's the one who, counts them and takes care of them and stuff. It's a maggoty movie. That's all I'm saying.
And juicy.
Juicy maggots. Yeah. This movie made $12.1 million, so it's a pretty good return on investment for $3 million. Although it wasn't a massive hit, it was successful enough to cement the franchise's status and lead to numerous sequels of varying quality. Like we talked about the 2022 one. That one was actually pretty good.
It was good.
It was good as far as capturing the feel of the original and being creepy and actually looking really good. The 2022 Hellraiser, it was definitely is the best compared to the original. And this one is a distant third in the other ones. I haven't seen Hellraiser 3 in a long, long time. I remember it being really silly. And I haven't watched any. I haven't watched the one in space. I haven't watched the one with
really
Fat Cenobite. I haven't watched any of the other ones that Dimension was just holding on to keep the rights to the series.
The Fat Cenobite's in that movie for like 15 seconds.
Yeah. Your hunger will be legendary. So it was directed by Tony Randell, Randel, not Tony Randall, the guy from the Odd Couple. And he was the head of special effects in the original movie, and Clive Barker was busy working on the what's the one with David Cronenberg? Oh,
Nightbreed. Nightbreed,
yes. And Nightbreed is actually not a terrible movie. The book is really, really good. Cabal.
Yeah,
enjoyed that book quite a bit. But he had a lot of input. He was executive producer, and he had a lot of input, but he just couldn't direct it. So you got Ashley Lawrence returning as Christy Cotton, Claire Higgins as Julia Gulia, and Kenneth Graham as Dr. Channard, and Imogene Borman as Tiffany, as you'll hear her name over and over and over again. I tried to Google how many times that they said her name in the movie, and even in the Internet Movie Database trivia, it says this tied Titanic for the most times two characters repeat each other's names. So I guess in Titanic it's Jack and Rose, but here it's Tiffany and Christy. But I remember them saying Tiffany way more than Christy. I mean, a lot.
That didn't really tick with me. I didn't really pay that much
Oh my
attention to
God.
it.
When I was watching it, that's all I could hear. Tiffany, put it down. Tiffany in the box. Tiffany, just over and over again. I like that Barbie Wilde is the female Cenobite. Of course, Doug Bradley returns as Pinhead, the most popular and iconic Cenobite. Nicholas Vince is the Chatterer. Did you notice that the Chatterer had eyes at the end of the movie? Look completely different.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that was a continuity error because the guy who played the Chatterer was like, "Hey, you should give me eyes." And then at the end of the movie, they did, but they don't explain it at all, and it doesn't look as good. Looks kind of lame.
And we have the poor chubby guy with his. He never really gets to see what's going on until he gets those glasses off.
Yeah. So the critical consensus is hilarious. If you want to read that, it's pretty entertaining.
Oh yeah, let's get down on this. All right, Rotten Tomatoes gives it 53% out of 32 critics' reviews, and those are positive. It's got an average rating of 5.6 to 10, and the consensus reads: Hellbound Hellraiser 2 retains the twisted visual thrill of its predecessor, although seams in the old plot are already starting to show. Metacritic, and it gives it a weighted average, gave it a 41 out of 100, and that's based on 13 critics, indicating mixed or average. Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times, buckle up, kids, described it as some kind of avant-garde film strip in which there is no beginning, no middle, no end, but simply a series of gruesome images that can be watched in any order. Karen James of the New York Times wished for more plot and fewer silly effects. Ogling strange creatures is the film's true reason for being. In a more positive review, Chris William of the Los Angeles Times called it faster and campier than its predecessor, more of an action-adventure picture this time around, if still an exceptionally grisly one. It's just hard after the first movie. You're not going to get that like ominous visual impact of seeing a Cenobite. Like you've seen a Cenobite in all their glory.
Yeah.
The best intro was when Pinhead is backlit and he's walking in and just going, no, like that was okay. Yeah. Good. That was good. But you're just going to walk in and all like, done.
I watched the video of Siskel and Ebert's review, and they fucking hated it. Ebert put it on his most hated movies list of 1988, and of course, Gene Siskel, being the more conservative of the two, just thought it was awful. And the review is on YouTube, and it's fun to watch. I really love watching Siskel and Ebert review horror movies because you know that they are going to hate it, rarely like it. Every once in a while they'll like it, but they mostly just have no room for horror movies in their repertoire. If you go to the Rotten Tomatoes reviews, some of the snippets say the stupefying graphic makeup effects and gore have gotten even better, although the story this time is so surrealistic that almost nothing makes sense. I wouldn't say it was surreal. You knew what the hell was going on.
Yeah, he was really straightforward. Was what was happening.
Pretty straightforward. Yeah. There was Mike Massey with Gone with the Twins. Film Frenzy Matt Brunson said, far more sloppy and far less interesting than its predecessor. Sloppy is a good way to describe it.
Sloshy's good. Sloppy.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about Julia for a second. Can we just talk about Julia for a second?
Yes.
What an idiot. What an absolute bass-ackwards dummy. And it's like, okay, cool. I went through. Thanks for dragging my giant bloody mattress in here. And how many people does it take to get her a little bit of skin? Her skin taking technique has got the fuel efficiency of like a 1970s Thunderbird. It's absolutely horrible. She took her 25 chicks just to get covered in skin, and then she takes that last chunk on her back from the dude, and then jamming her fingers into his occipital, into his neck. I didn't get that at all.
I don't know how she's sucking the skin away or whatever. But it sounds like somebody drinking an icy that hasn't melted enough yet. Where you're like,
Exactly. It was so weird. And then the doctor, like, what happens when that box is going to open up. You don't think that they're not going to be pleased to see you back together with all your skin.
mm-hmm.
Like, what? I have to see. And then she hangs out. She'll be like, all right, well, peace out, fucker. I'm getting outside. I don't want to be inside the house. you enjoy. I'm gone.
The Variety staff review is right up my alley. It says, a maggoty carnival of mayhem, mutation, and dismemberment, awash in blood and recommended only for those who thrive on such junk. When I was 7 or 15 years old,
that was exactly it. Yeah.
Now at 52, man. Yeah, it is. I enjoyed it. I still think it's entertaining, but it seems, like you said, it seems like very edgelordy stuff, you
Yeah. It's just, I really think that every one of those guys was like one safe word away from just going straight back to hell. No, she said kumquats. And they all leave.
Banana. And everybody's yeah. The whole idea, and I use the word whole, the whole idea is that, you get to this alternate dimension because you've tried everything that you can possibly try on Earth as far as pleasure goes, or you've done it all. You're bored with all the other kind of stuff like that, so you're trying to seek pleasures unknown, where pain and pleasure are indistinguishable.
What's funny, it looks like nobody there enjoyed it. Doesn't look like there was any pleasure. Looks like nobody enjoyed it except Uncle Frank. Like, oh, Jesus wept. He didn't look like he was having a horrible time.
Yeah,
but like, how picky are you? There's one particular source of pleasure that I can think about that I've been pursuing since my teenage years and well into my 50s that I'm still happily satisfied with.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, what the hell's your issue, dude?
Yeah, exactly. Just for some people, this is going to be the blue adult.
E for explicit.
E for explicit. Sometimes nutting is not enough for some people. They need a little bit more.
They get that clarity afterwards is really what ruins it for them.
Exactly. When you've done that and you see your reflection in your phone.
What was
you close the 30 tabs that you've had up.
It was an interview with some guy, and he was British, and he was on a talk show, and he's like, can't believe the filth. I can't believe the absolute filth that they've got on television. And a friend called me up and said, I've got just absolute pornography on channel 64. And so I ran into the room to look at the TV, and all I saw was a dark gray image of a naked man holding his erect penis, and then I realized I hadn't turned the TV on.
Yeah. But for some people that's not enough, so they got to seek otherworldly experiences of like getting a bunch of hooks in your flesh and getting ripped apart and things like that, and having a giant penis attached to the top of your head.
It's like a giant European thing. It just came
circumcised wang.
It's taking docking to a whole new place. It just talks, and he's up there like, you know what? This is fine. I'm okay with this.
I'm okay with it. Feels good. Yeah, Yeah, every time that came on screen, I was like,
So and why was he going around like that? Maybe it was like an allusion to him like hanging up those surgical tools when he was cutting into that chick's brain in the beginning. Yeah. Remember that? I thought maybe that was it, but like that made him one of the least scary Cenobites.
Yeah, because you got to like dolly him in,
Yeah,
and he's gonna come in there hanging by his head and his little things coming out of his fingers.
There'll be pain. Slow down. I have pain for you. And this is, I mean, one of the grapes. Many. Don't get me wrong. The movie is great for its intended purposes. But what a letdown seeing Pinhead's becoming Pinhead.
Yeah.
You know, I like that idea of just like eons of this like horrific demon. And he's been here since World War One.
Yeah. And he was in, in some hangar somewhere, and then had the puzzle box, and then now he's I did like the scene of the pins going to his head and the hammer and all that kind of stuff. That was kind of cool. That was nice and gross, but yeah, it just seems too soon. Yeah, I thought he was, like you said, more of an eternal.
Yeah,
being.
just like a force for the Leviathan.
Yeah,
in the labyrinth.
Mm-hmm. Leviathan. All right, let's talk about the scenes here.
Okay.
So, of course, we talked about that just now. The opening flashback, you see the Captain Elliot Spencer, and he puts the lament configuration, and he opens it, and he gets turned into Pinhead.
Oh my God, I cannot believe I came in to record and I left my lament configuration sitting on my bookshelf.
Oh, no.
Damn.
I need to get one of those, too, because I gotta get one.
Dude, mine's cool, and it actually comes apart, and you can twist it and do things. Yeah, I spent money on that thing.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
I will say, and I know rationally that it's not going to do anything, but I'm looking at the directions and I'm moving it around, and part of me was like, "Oh, this could really be fucked up."
Yeah, you don't want the everything to turn dark, and then
the blue lights come flashing through the lath and plaster. Blah, blah, blah. So that's it. Here's what you do. You open up the lament configuration in a house that does not have lath and plaster.
Yeah.
Ta-da. And then the lights can't come up and you're fine.
Well, even in the 2022 one, which was the cooler scene where they're in the freaking truck that's moving and it still opens
it stretches out. That was really cool.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. Yeah. You see Christy, she's in the psychiatric hospital, and then you see Dr. Chenard, who sounds like James Mason.
No.
Yes.
He's got
how are you doing?
He's got some secrets down in the basement.
Yeah, Christy. Then we see Tiffany, the mute girl, and she's working on her puzzles and stuff like that. Obviously, that's going to play into something later. And
the fact that she was putting together boxes, get out of here.
Yes. I do like the scene where he gets the bloody mattress, and like I said, I've seen mattresses like that on the side of the road now.
They've seen some shit.
Exactly.
You wouldn't even look at.
Bring me back,
You wouldn't even look at that twice though in the right neighborhood in Albuquerque. Yeah. Are those chains on that thing? Well, kinky people.
Kinky people. Yeah. This is the new Cenobite chewing.
He just stands in the back while the chains are coming and just like tips his chin up at you.
What's up? But yeah, the mattress thing. You get the guy who starts slicing himself off, which is pretty graphic, and unpleasant. And he cuts himself up, and then Julia comes up and pulls him into the mattress and comes out a little bit,
Her bright white eyes coming out of the mattress. That was a good shot.
Yeah, that was cool imagery. There's some cool imagery in this movie.
Yeah, but not enough of it. There's so many spots where it shows that it was just a cheap set.
Yeah.
Or they're just you look at this little tiny narrow thing, but then they frame it really badly and you can see everything on the side and you're like, it totally took away from it where it could have been so good. It's just, you cannot make one of these moody, sweaty, weird, sexed up Clive Barker like books into a movie, because it's all about, it's like, it would be like turning a poem into a film. Poems, you're painting pictures with words. There's so much illusion in it. And then Clive Barker, I feel, I'm not comparing it to poetry because but his stuff is written in such a way that your head takes it to all these places.
Yeah,
you fill in.
Yeah,
you fill in all these blanks and all this stuff, and then you get someone who tries to do it, and there's no subtle way to do it. It's like someone, like their first attempt at the spice cabinet, and they just throw everything in, and it's just way overdone in spots, and some of it's not enough.
Yeah, some of the matte paintings look good. Some of them look bad. When they're running down the corridors and Christy hits the wall, you can tell it's just a big sheet that's painted like a brick, a brick wall. There's certain things that you can see the seams because they had a $3 million budget. It had a bigger budget initially, and then they cut it because New World Pictures was going through financial troubles during that time. So, Skinless Julia is kind of cool. She puts the bandages on and stuff like that. And that's kind of a cool look as well. But everywhere she goes, she leaves little blood trails, and smoking and all kind of stuff. And then she has a really kind of gross scene with Dr. Chenard where she's kind of seducing him, and you're like, please don't go there, please don't go there. Yeah. So Kyle is this friendly doctor who's trying to help Christy out, and she believes the story he tells, and he winds up, of course, snooping around, and then he gets turned into more skin from Julia. Yeah,
which is weird because you think he would have made it longer.
Yeah,
in the film, they took him out really, really quick. You got dogs in your neighborhood?
Yes, we do. There's a dog next door barking.
Okay,
and yeah. It's probably coming over the microphone. Sorry, everybody, but there is a dog next door. It's loud. And the people next door don't take care of it well.
Toss that box toy I sent you over the fence and see what happens.
Yeah, so I will probably be calling the Humane Society at some point for animal neglect.
Take care of your pets, fuckers.
Mm-hmm. The problem is, this is a little old man soapbox, is the house next door is a rental house. And it gets rented out quite a bit, and people are moving in and out, and the people next door who are currently renting the house, they had a party with like 100 people there, like 3 weeks ago. They got busted by the cops.
Fun times.
So, yeah, good times.
Don't worry, when I win the lottery, I'll buy it. It's all good.
Yeah, you move next door.
Dude, that's when we'll have the studio. Everything.
Yeah, exactly. We make a little, tunnel between the houses.
El Chapo style. I love it. El Chapo style, yeah. Okay, so here's the bit that also annoyed me, that when they show the they show the MC Escher puzzle. Mm-hmm. I forget what the things are where they reflect each other. The tessellation puzzle, mm-hmm. And then of course. When we get into the labyrinth, what's the labyrinth look like?
Looks like the MC Escher.
It looks like freaking MC Escher drawings.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Not nearly done as well as Labyrinth.
Oh, Labyrinth was way better.
Yes.
But I did appreciate not having to see David Bowie's gear all over the place.
He would be the scariest Cenobite, the David Bowie Cenobite.
So but we've already had one uncircumcised penis come and latch onto the top of Dr. Chenard. I don't want to see David Bowie's thing.
David Bowie's would be like a puppet just talking to you. Hello, Christy, what are you doing here? No.
Don't go that way. You'll run right into the Leviathan.
If she would listened to me, she would have gone straight to the castle. All right, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Julia and Dr. Chenard and everybody goes to the next dimension, and there's lots of running around corridors and labyrinths and things like that. Quite a bit of that, a little bit to probably too much. And they go into the different worlds where the clown room, where the clown's doing a terrible job of juggling two eyes,
and then it goes to the weird mask that's the
stupid plastic baby with the mouth. Obviously, that's supposed to be, I guess, Tiffany, because the mouth is mute because the mouth is sewn shut. But could they have done a better? They could have looks like they went to the dollar store and bought a baby doll and used that.
Like I said, they'd already blown so much of the budget on goo.
Yes, on goo. Yeah, this movie, going back to the sound effects, whenever Julia comes out of the mattress, all you hear is just sloshy kind of sounds, and whenever she's sucking the skin out of people, it sounds like like I said about you have an icy, right? You just got it at the theater and it hasn't quite started melting yet, so you're poking a hole in each little section and slurping it up.
Are you one of those animals that gets a Slurpee at the theater? and then got to listen to you like chase that last like quarter of an inch by trying to watch the film.
Oh shit! When we were at watching the Fantastic Four, there was a douche sitting like 2 seats down from us, and he's with his other friend, and they have the "I'm not a gay guy" separate
Seat in between them.
Yeah, and he was talking so loud about, he was giving like his ancestry to his friend, and like, yeah, bro, no, you know, and I know it's the commercials. And I know it's the trailers, but to me, that's a sacred part of the movie-going experience. Would you please shut up? And then when the trailers are coming on, he's giving incorrect facts about the movies and about superheroes and stuff like that. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. I felt like, I wish I printed out, like, I need to get cards for the retro video store where I can just hand them to people like, if you want to hear some correct facts about movies, here's my podcast, you know, because this guy was obnoxious. I almost said something to him, but I'm just like, oh, I don't want to cause a scene in front of my child in the movie theater. And then eventually the movie was so loud.
I don't want my child to have to defend me.
Exactly. I'm old. Andrew's going to have to do something. And but the movie was in XD, so it was fucking loud. So he finally drowned out, and he was in, you know, you couldn't hear him. But I just hate loud ass people. Inconsiderate. That is one of the most triggering things to me in the movie going experience. When I go pay good money to see a movie, it's like going to my church, you know. It's I want people to be quiet and reverent for the theater going experience.
100% agree. 100% agree. But but movies were such an important deal to us. Well, still are.
Yeah.
That, you know, like, I'm there. You need to be quiet.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not interrupting your $13, $14 movie. Don't interrupt mine.
Exactly. I got my large popcorn. I got some Twizzlers. I got, you got stuff to drink. I got, just please shut the fuck up. Yeah. All right. That's the get off my lawn moment from Eric this week. Brought to you by Geritol.
Eric shakes fist at cloud.
Brought to you by New Balance and Dockers.
Okay, I'll give it this. I do not wear Dockers. I do have some New Balance though. They are comfy as shit.
I have those On Running shoes, the Swedish shoe company, and they have like those little holes in the sole and stuff like that. They're pretty comfortable because I'm bougie like that.
I haven't gone that fancy, but whatever, dude.
On Running. I see a bunch of people wear those Hoka shoes, but I'm not going to join that party because it seems like the people who wear those shoes are in a party that I don't like.
I've had to get, I wish I could think of the name of it. I've had to get a shoe. I get it at a sporting goods store because my feet, from all the pounding from kicking and all this stuff, my feet are really jacked up. So I ended up having to get like super, super wide shoes. Mm-hmm. And I found a brand that just, first time I put them on, I just slipped my feet in, and my wife looked at my face. She goes, "Okay, we're buying those." And the guy's like, "Okay, I'll put them back in the box for you." And she's like, "No, it's not going back in the box. They're staying right where they're at."
Right now I'm wearing my Cholo Blue isotoners.
All right, I'm ready. Wait, here, don't take a screenshot of this because I don't want you to sell this on OnlyFans. I'm gonna show you what I'm wearing. Right there.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Right there.
I'll post that on feetfinder.com.
That you would have to be desperate if you wanted to put those beat up dogs.
I kind of liked Dr. Chenard turning into the Cenobite, except for the stupid noise he made, like the vibrating kind of noise.
They put that thing in his head and just whipped his brain around into a nice scramble.
I know.
It's pretty good.
He makes this weird noise, and he keeps making it over and over and over again. And when he's chasing people or things happen to him, and I do not like how quickly the other Cenobites got taken out.
Yes,
they got taken out like a bunch of punks. And Butterball is a little boy. How'd that happen? When he dies, you see his the human form, and it's a little boy.
Yeah.
What was this little boy doing? His dad had to have more than Playboys and penthouses in his collection. He must have club.
Oh,
or
dude. Wow. That's I think everyone's learned a little more about you than they needed to know. Holy shit.
I didn't say beaver hunt. Will I edit that out? I don't know. Probably not. If you're a male in his late 40s, early 50s, and you went out in the woods somewhere, out in the hills somewhere, there was always a stash of adult magazines for some reason. I don't know why that phenomenon existed, but I've actually read articles and stories about it that this is almost a universal experience that kids running around out in the woods or in the hills and stuff like that ran in to some of those magazines. Neil, can you vouch for me?
I can vouch for you 100%. You would just find just like random stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Another experience of that time is finding Jack Chick religious tracts and everything, where you would go somewhere and you would find those, which I loved. Those were my favorites. Those were always funny and enjoyable. Anyway, when Dr. Chenard turns into a Cenobite, I like the wires that kind of go across his face like you're cutting a big brick of cheese. Or
Yeah, that's all I can think about.
Yeah, kind of, goes across his face. And then when he comes out, he's like, to think I hesitated. He takes out the other Cenobites, are like a bunch of punks, which really just disturbed me. It should not have done that. I thought they would at least put up more of a fight against him. Tiffany, done the puzzle, and then for some reason, Julia's skin comes off and she gets sucked away, and then Christy puts the skin on as a ruse to, which is totally stupid. I don't know why. It makes no sense. And then
so she can be gooey as well.
Yeah, everybody gets gooey.
I mean, Frank's skin was all loose and weird. It's like sod. It's like sod. You prepare the ground, right? You put the sod down. You got to water it. You got to roll it. It doesn't just take root.
Yeah, if you're gonna immediately, yeah.
If you're gonna shove your fingers into some guy's occipital and steal his skin 27 pieces at a time, it's gonna take a little bit for it to settle in.
Once again, this movie
is sweaty. You grab a hold of somebody, then they look like a Shar-Pei all of a sudden. You're like, oh shit, I'm sorry. Let me just pull that back down.
Fix that up a little. Yeah. Like in Men in Black when the guy has Edgar suit.
He's like wearing some kind of Edgar suit.
Sugar water.
Sugar in water. We're going the exact same places, you bastard.
So the funny part, I do like the end where like you see the same movers and stuff, and the guy, Tiffany fixes the puzzle. They get out of they kill. Oh, best kill of the movie is when Chenard's top of his head gets separated from the rest of his body. That was kind of cool, where the rest of the uncircumcised appendage takes off and then the blood spurts out. So that's pretty good. This movie is nice, gory, very gooey. So that has that going for it, and sweaty. Even the poor girl who's like in the waiting for Julia to get her, she's sweaty as hell. It's sweaty.
Yeah. Okay, there's a few things that you don't need to see in movies, like a lot of man leg. You don't need to see a lot of man leg. Nothing going on that. Nobody needs to see that. But when you zoom in and some guy's got stubble and sweat on his upper lip. Like, okay, we get it. You're warm and sweaty, but you get when you're rocking the upper lip sweat.
It's
I don't need
visible
to
on
for that.
Yeah, like Frank. Frank was permanently like that, especially in the first movie. Julia, come to daddy.
Call me daddy.
Yeah, the movers see the stupid mattress needs to be moved again. Who's going to take that mattress? And he messes with it, and he gets pulled in, and the second the lower half of his body is still on top of the mattress. That was kind of funny. It was one last gory piece to the movie.
And then the 4x4s of souls.
Yeah. Yes, in that spinning pillar. And the guy's like, "What is your pleasure, sir?"
The 4x4 of souls. You can find that at Home Depot. You can get the pressure treated 4x4 of souls. You can just go get the regular old 4x4 of souls.
Speaking of which, Halloween is approaching. We're like 85 days away or 89 days away. Let me check. I have a little Halloween. Surprisingly, you must know I have a Halloween countdown application on my phone. 88 days until Halloween. Do we want to jump in and just do horror movies all through from now until October, or do we want to do a couple other things before we fully commit to horror movies in September and October.
I think we need to do a couple of other movies.
Yeah. All right. So we'll do Final Destination 3 next week, and then we'll do like Kickboxer or something cheesy.
Kickboxer. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
We do Kickboxer and some other.
Have we already
you
done
know-
Kickboxer?
No, we haven't. We've only done Bloodsport.
But we never did
Bloodsport,
Kickboxer.
Hard Target, and Universal Soldier are the only Van Damme movies we've done so far.
Fucking Kickboxer.
We haven't done
Let's go.
Kickboxer. We haven't done Time Cop. Yeah.
It's oh my God. I've seen all of those in the theater. What is wrong with me?
Yeah, so we'll probably get Final Destination 3, then Kickboxer, one other surprise action movie, and then we'll switch into spooky mode in September and October. I have a feeling we need to do some good horror movies. Hopefully try to find some hidden gems that we hadn't done, slasher movies that we haven't done yet, and some other spooky stuff. Maybe some more recent stuff too, to kind of, add a little variety.
I'm down. You have to watch that show, The Curse or The Cursed. You really need to see this.
Okay, I'll check it out. You have to watch Ugly Stepsister if you haven't seen that one. That's really good and disgusting.
It's just called Stepsister. What was it streaming on again?
It's on Shudder. The Ugly Stepsister.
Oh, okay. The Ugly Stepsister.
It's amazing. Yeah. So let's go back. And I know we do this quite a bit, but this may give us some motivation to have movies to talk about. The 1988 horror movies. And we'll talk about ones we've done already. We've done The Blob. Listen to that one if you have not heard it. And you haven't seen it, watch that one. It's really, really good. There is Bad Dreams, which is another 88 sort of cult slasher movies. It's not great. There is Cheerleader Camp, which I remember the box of. I've never seen. Give them a K, give them an I, give them an L, give them an L. And there's the skeleton cheerleader with the underboob on the cover of the box. Dead Heat with Treat Williams and Joe Piscopo.
Amazing.
Uh-huh. Deadly Dreams, Destroyer. That looks terrible. Dream Demon, Edge of the Axe.
Well, and the classic.
Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. We haven't done that one either. Evil Dead Trap, which I've seen on Shudder, was a very unpleasant movie. Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. Love it. One of my favorite of all the Friday the 13th movies. Check out our episode on that one. Fright Night Part 2, not very good. Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. We have done an episode on that one as well, so check that one out. That is it is probably it's decent, it's not great. Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. I have not only ever seen the video box on that one. I've never watched the actual movie.
Yeah, exactly. Well, same with Lair of the White Worm.
Oh shit, we should do that one. Yeah, that is one definitely on the short list. Lair of the White Worm is a good one. Ken Russell, insane folk vampire or horror movie. That is definitely on the short list. All right, so I'm going to make a short list. Lair of the White Worm.
I like that we even heard the pen click. That was good.
And this is time to make suggestions, people. If you want us, you want to suggest some horror movies that maybe we haven't covered yet. Maniac Cop is there. The Men Behind the Sun, which is I've not seen. I hear it is awful. It's about Japanese experimentation on prisoners of war during World War II. It's supposed to be very gross. Monkey Shines, not that great. It's all right. Necromancer, that one looks like a definitely a erotic horror movie. The Nest looks like it's a giant roach. Night of the Demons, we've done an episode on. Check that one out.
No. Pumpkinhead.
Nightmare. Oh yeah, Pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead, let's try.
Great movie. I mean, great book. Didn't really translate so well to a film.
The Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master. We've done an episode on that one. Check that one out. Phantasm 2 is hard to find. You can find 1, 3, and all the other ones, but it's hard to find number 2. Poltergeist 3, nope. Rabid Grannies, always remember this box in the video store. Like, who the hell would rent this? It looks so bad.
1988 Belgian-French horror comedy film.
Yeah. Return of the Living Dead Part 2. Entertaining, not near as good as the first one. It's got some good parts to it. There are worse things to do, to watch. Serpent in the Rainbow, we just did an episode on that recently. A little disappointing, but We're going to do Sleepaway Camp 2. I have not seen. Some people like it. Sorority Babes in the Slime Bob Bolorama. The Unnameable Watchers with Corey Haim. I don't even remember what that's about. Did you ever see Watchers?
Mm-mm. I can't even think of it.
Witchcraft, Witchery, Wood Chip Massacre, and Zombie 3. I would love to make you and David suffer through Zombie 3. It is so bad. Dawn of the Dead is known as Zombie in Italy. Zombie 2, directed by Lucio Fulci, which has the great poster, "We Are Going to Eat You," that corpse. I remember seeing that in the video store.
Yes.
Anyway, that is known as Zombie 2 in Italy. And then there is Zombie 3, and it is insane. It's so bad. We have to see if that's on streaming somewhere, because it is amazingly awful.
Remember when we were having great download numbers? Remember that? I'm just going to put that out there.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Remember that when all those people were tuning in and listening to the dumb shit we said? Just checking.
I know. I don't want to alienate our audience with the movies. It's on Amazon Prime. Zombie 3. Oh my God. Amazing.
And that's where it's going to stay.
We've got to watch at least one Italian horror movie during spooky season.
Goodbye, download numbers.
Yeah.
It was nice while you were here, but now you're gone.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space. We've done that one as well.
So good.
Yeah, amazing movie. I'm surprised there was never a sequel to that. There's a video game that came out as well, but there's never been a sequel to Killer Clowns, and that's one of those movies that people still love today that does not have a sequel. Yeah, we're padding time, people, because Hellraiser 2 wasn't that great. But if you want to send us any suggestions, email us at rvspodcast222@gmail.com. We are on Instagram. We are on Facebook. And we appreciate everybody listening. If you want to contribute to the cause, go to buymeacoffee.com and contribute to the Retro Video Store. And we appreciate your email. We did have listener email, and he was amazed that we liked Salem Was Lot, the miniseries. Jason, I did listen to RoboCop 2 episode, and you guys praised that HBO Salem Lot. Are you crazy? No.
That's it? That's all he said?
Yeah.
He said, "Are you crazy?"
Yeah.
Okay.
They have never gotten close to giving the book justice. While that may be true, I think that Salem's Lot HBO was a nice Cliff Notes version of Salem's Lot. It was 2 hours. You got the point, and it had some good special effects, some decent actors in it. I stand behind my assessment.
Yes. And let me just summarize that whole thing. What Eric just said. Jason, go fuck yourself.
We don't want to be hostile to our audience.
You know what? Fuck it. 3 listeners. Jason's out. You're done. There's the door, buddy.
Like I said, we appreciate your listener email, and hopefully we don't cuss you out like that. But yeah.
Okay. Instead of fucking yourself, go fuck somebody else. Okay, there. Good.
Right.
Happy now?
Well, on that note, thank you everybody for listening. Yep, we are getting closer to spooky season, so send us some emails of what you want to hear.
Yeah, if anybody made it this far in the podcast, realizing we had nothing to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. We are just treading water here. But thanks so much. David should be back, hopefully. We'll let you know.
Speaking of treading water.
Yeah, have a great week.
Everybody have a good week. Talk to you later.
Thank you for listening to the Retro Video Store Podcast.